relax and you watch a BBS show. And then I said to her, you know something, that is so ironic because we have a master person in the house this morning who's talking about nutrition, who's talking about health, who's also a very well-known proclaimed chef, worked in the Dorchester, worked in some of the best hotels in the UK and international. Now he's an author of a book which is called How to Master Your Health and Happiness. I want to welcome this morning the man himself, Mr. Definitely Stephen Ferguson. Hello there. Welcome aboard. Yes, so nice to meet you at long last.
That's right.
I've heard about your book and the book signing and thus thought, you know what, you need to be with us today. Before we go any further, one of the things that we try to do here is just to empower our viewers and to let them know that they have it within them for them to take care of self and that they deserve to be happy.
That's right.
And I thought it was ironic when I heard about the book, How to Master Your Health and Happiness. Because sometimes we forget to include the happiness, and that's why some of us really foul from diets, because we're not able to do the maintenance. Stephen, I want for you to go through and give us a little bit of your journey as to where you're coming from and really how you've come up to this. So when did it all start for you?
Well, what happened was when I was a youth, I lived an easy, very lackadaisical life where I would just sit in front of the TV.
Most young people are doing that. Come on.
Yeah.
You were normal in some respect.
I'd get drunk a lot of the time and just live just the life where I just a very carefree life. But the outcome of that life was that I ended up with high blood pressure, I had gastro problems, I had asthma, so many different illnesses. My doctor said I visited his surgery more than any other patient that he had.
Wow, I hear you. Interesting. So when did the U-turn come around? When did that thing hit in your head that, hey, I need to do something? Because you could have continued on that line. Obviously you didn't, so what then snapped?
I used to actually go to the gym, but
Really?
I was still eating on that sort of food because I wanted to be big and strong. So I'm big and strong, but I wasn't healthy at all. So I spoke to a bodybuilding champion in my gym. His name's Mike Williams. And I said to him, look, I want to do a bodybuilding competition. And he just started to laugh at me.
Wow.
He thought, you must be joking. And he saw how undisciplined I was. And he thought to himself, you're never, ever going to change your body. But then I said to him, just give me a diet and see how I get on. And within 12 weeks, I transformed my body.
Tell me sizes. I mean, you said 12 weeks. How large were you and what did you get to? What was the target?
Basically, I lost an inch off my waist every week. I lost 12 inches off my waist.
Did you hear that,
in 12
viewers?
weeks. 12 inches in 12 weeks. Yeah, I was 17 and a half stones and I went down to 13 and a half stones. But I went down to 13 and went back up to 13 and a half to fill out my muscles a bit better.
And that's obviously with discipline. How long
Discipline.
ago was that? Because sometimes we can do some really dramatic things, but we're not really able to maintain it.
Well, I did this quite a few years ago.
So you've been able to keep self continue.
Yeah, basically, because a lot of people say healthy body, healthy mind. But I say healthy mind, get your willpower, get your discipline in place so that you can maintain a healthy body continually.
So mental, and then we take care of loving
That's
self.
it, and then it stays. So it's a question of understanding how your body works. So in my book, and in my CD, and in my DVD, all of that, it teaches you exactly how to maintain and keep it up.
Right.
It's easy to have a diet, but without that willpower, it's easily just goes.
Right. A viewer's watching at the minute and saying, yeah, maybe, that's going to be my goal for next year. I'm saying maybe you can start it now. What are the pointers would you sort of hint and give to our viewers who are watching? Because you mentioned the mind is the most important thing. A couple of weeks ago, we had Dr. Budwise, and in fact, viewers, I will give you the final dates as to where he's going to be. And one of the things that he had said that it was very much, again, the mind and his spirituality to connecting. So what would you suggest give our viewers for them to hold on to and for them to use that as a pillar for them to start on their journey?
Basically, willpower is a combination of self-discipline and determination. So self-discipline is basically being able to force yourself to do something regardless of the emotional feelings that you have. So your feelings might say to you, okay, let's have that chocolate, let's do this, let's go and do this, let's just wake up late and just take life easy. But within you, because you understand your body, understand where you want to go, you say, no, that's what I'm going to do. And that combines with determination. And determination is a mindset where you set yourself that goal. You say, right, that's where I'm going, and that's it. And my book teaches you how to get your mind to that stage. And the two of those together is willpower.
I'm just wondering that if that same discipline, that means that once you conquer one thing, you can move on. Now, someone who's watching who don't have the funds to go to the gym and keep thinking, maybe when I get a job, maybe when I'm, and because of the financial crisis, it's there to come, but not quite yet. Is there any things that we can start doing so as to get ourselves to that level?
Well, what we can start doing is watching what are you talking about mentally?
Mentally and physically as well. What can we start doing? Because
to get our body in shape, you're talking about?
Yeah, because we tend to feel that, everything has to be in the right order. So I need to be able to find the funds to go to the gym. Then I'll be able to pay for the trainer. Then I'll be able to, although it's a mind thing, so we delay things because at the minute we're not able to do this. So I'm just wondering, what advice would you give to somebody who may be financially, not because they want it, but because of how things are with our financial crisis that we're going through at the minute? How can they still be motivated? What can they do starting now? Maybe our viewer was a bit dodgy this morning. What advice could you give to them to get them onto that leverage?
Well, basically, what someone needs to do is feed their mind with the right information. So you have the right information in your mind, so you get an understanding of exactly what you are. Maybe write down what your goals are, so you can look at your goals every day. Maybe even stick them on the wall. Stick the goals on the wall and say, right, these are my goals, and keep reminding yourselves. And also meditate on the goals. A lot of top athletes, what they do is before they win a competition, you find that the one that actually wins is the ones that thought they would win before they even did it. So getting your mindset right, saying, right, this is the goal. And also most people fail in the goals they set in life because when it comes to the diet or finances, whatever you do in life, it's the same mindset that you need. And most people fail because of lack of persistence.
I hear what you're saying.
They stop before they've got to the point where they've achieved their goal. They give up.
Somehow they give up. Please, viewers, come through. We've got an expert in the house who always encourage you to come through and ask any particular questions. Now, the grand finale bestseller book, which is hitting town. I know that you have a book signing coming up. When did you feel that, I've done this, I've done that. I really do need to put something down for people to, very simple, because I've opened the book and I couldn't believe you're talking about Alzheimer's disease, neck and pain back, management, time management, achieving goals, healthy recipes because of the being a chef background as well. When did this come about? And just give us a little appraisal about the book so we can start getting ourselves together. Where can we get it as well?
Yeah, this book can be got on my website. You can get this book from my website, which is Stephen-ferguson.co.uk, and that's Stephen with a PH. And this book was actually published in June. It was published in June of this year, and it's just flooding the market, and people that have used it, it's worked for all of them. I've got testimonials, I've got phone numbers for people. It's just a phenomenon. You can say it's revolutionised people's health. It's broken down so simply that they can look at their health and think, right, this is what I'm going to do. Now I understand how to look after my health.
Right, I hear what you're saying. Now, one of the things that I'm very aware is that majority of our viewers, we have a very wide multicultural community out there, but majority of them are from the African and Caribbean community. And you mentioned that you are a chef. Now, we know that you worked in some of the best restaurants in the world, Michelin restaurants and everything else, so you have to have a discipline. And you're very aware of a variety of types of food. But especially if you're African and Caribbean, we tend to stick back with our traditional food. Hence, as a result of that, it's healthy, but because we're not probably doing things in the right way. Again, what advice would you give, and what do you think is the problem areas that we are having as people of colour?
Well, what a lot of people don't realise, for instance, the traditional thing for, if you say a West Indian background, or even an African background, a lot of the time the traditional dish would be jollof rice. And a lot of the time they'll use white rice to do the jollof rice. The other ingredients, the tomatoes, got vitamin C, the vegetables, whether they put fish in it, you can get vitamins from the fish, or whatever other ingredients they put in the jollof rice. The white rice, what it is it acts as an anti-nutrient. Now, an anti-nutrient, what that does is it goes into your body and it absorbs the vitamins out of your body. So you'll find you're more susceptible to flu, susceptible to colds, susceptible to all sorts of, and we don't